from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
Details about the Henrico businesses that received a PPP loan, 3 Henrico inmates test positive for COVID-19, and what some local private schools are planning when school returns in the fall. We'll have details about those stories and more in today's Henrico News Minute for Tuesday, July 7th, 2020. It's brought to you today by Henrico Area Mental Health.
And now for the news.
More than 6,100 businesses from zip codes that are wholly or partially contained within Henrico County have received Payroll Protection Program loans backed by the U.S. Small Business Administration. That's according to long-awaited data made public by the agency yesterday. The loans ranged in amount from more than $5 million awarded to 9 separate Henrico businesses to just $125 awarded to a business in the near West End zip code of 23230. Now, determining the exact number of Henrico businesses that received a PPP loan is impossible because 8 of the county's 15 primary zip codes overlap with Richmond, Hanover, or Goochland, and because the SBA did not provide the names or addresses for those businesses whose loans were less than $150,000. The PPP was designed as part of the Federal CARES Act to help companies pay their employees their rent and their utility bills during the pandemic. We went through and crunched the numbers, and using all the available data and applying the known locality ratios of each split zip code to the SBA data, we have estimated that about 4,600 or more Henrico businesses received the loans. The 9 Henrico businesses that received the largest loans, each between $5 and $10 million, according to the data, were Atlantic Coast Dining, which operates a number of TGI Fridays restaurants in Virginia, Morton G. Thalheimer Incorporated, a commercial real estate firm, Snagajob.com, which operates a website for part-time jobs, Winebow Inc., which imports and distributes wines worldwide, Waco Inc., a general contractor with 8 Virginia locations and 10 overall in the East Coast, engineering firm Draper Aiden Associates, Fire and Life Safety America, a fire protection firm in the West End, NCG Care Inc., a counseling group based in the near West End, and Ortho Virginia, an orthopedics firm based in the West End. Each one of those businesses, according to the data, used the money in part to save 250 jobs or more apiece. Initially, there was much speculation nationally that many of the small businesses for whom the PPP seemingly was intended may not have received the loans they critically needed in order to weather the pandemic, but data for the Henrico zip code seems to indicate that the majority of loan recipients here were small businesses. The data provides a column titled Jobs Retained for each business and shows that about 62% of the 6,162 businesses from the Henrico zip codes, or about 3,850 in total, used their loans to pay between 1 and 30 employees apiece. Businesses in the 23230 zip code, which includes the Willow Lawn area in Henrico and also a portion of Richmond, received 826 PPP loans, easily the most among all Henrico zip codes. Next was the Glen Allen 23060 zip, which saw 638 businesses receive the loan, and the Far West End zip code of 23233, where 579 received it. By contrast, only 43 businesses in the Highland Springs zip code of 23075 received the loans. You can read more from my article about this topic right now on henricocitizen.com by clicking Government. Well, Henrico County Public Schools officials are still weeks away from determining what their return to school will look like this fall, but several private schools in the county are planning to reopen for in-person instruction. Among them are the Stewart School, Collegiate School, the new Thales Academy. Stewart School officials plan to survey parents later this month to learn if any are uncomfortable with their children returning to school full-time. Classes are slated to resume in August. At Collegiate, the school is planning to reopen with in-classroom instruction beginning September 1st. Schools affiliated with the Catholic Diocese of Richmond also are planning to reopen with in-classroom instruction 5 days a week, according to a letter that the diocese superintendent sent to parents and members of the school communities. At Collegiate, the school plans to take temperatures of students, faculty members, and staffers each day, have staggered arrival times, require cloth face coverings, clean and disinfect surfaces throughout the school after the school day, require physical distancing in classrooms, provide hand sanitizer stations, and post new signage about foot traffic patterns. Stewart School also will be requiring masks on campus and have regularly scheduled cleaning of classrooms and shared spaces. It also will require everyone who enters the campus to undergo a standard battery of questions each morning. You can read much more on this topic from our Catherine Schulte on HenricoCitizen.com by clicking under Education. More than 1,300 people have submitted their thoughts about whether Freeman High School should change its Rebels nickname, which originated as a tribute to Confederate soldiers, and now the school's principal is promising a decision about that name within about 5 weeks. Freeman principal John Marshall wrote in a recent online update that he had received more than 250 pages of comments from the school's current and former stakeholders. He has convened a committee of at least 10 people, composed of 3 current students, 2 current parents, 2 staff members, and alumni from 3 separate decades. That group will meet throughout the month to weigh the issue and advise Marshall and his team of staff members. The school is also planning a virtual forum July 14th, a week from today, to solicit more input from those on all sides of the debate. Marshall intends for the school to answer its nickname question by mid-August, implying that the final decision would rest with his administrative team and himself. The school is accepting written comments still through July 11th on a website it's set up specifically for this purpose. You can also email freemanmascot@henrico.k12.va.us and visit henricocitizen.com and click on Education to read this full article and find a link to that website. And a reminder, check out our Today in Henrico podcast. It's a series of virtually daily conversations with newsmakers in Henrico. Today's episode features Terri Quinan. She's the executive director of the Virginia chapter of the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. You can visit henricocitizen.com and click on podcasts to find Today in Henrico. 3 inmates at Henrico County's Jail West have now tested positive for COVID-19 after 6 inmates in total were tested this past weekend following complaints of mild symptoms of the disease. As a result of the confirmed cases, 79 additional inmates and 80 to 100 members of the jail's staff members, along with 24 members of its medical staff, will be tested for the virus as well. Testing is being coordinated by the Sheriff's Office with support from the Virginia Department of Health and other county agencies. These are the first cases to be reported in Henrico's 2 jails. The 6 inmates who were tested are being quarantined in single-bed cells. The remaining 79 inmates will continue to be isolated from the jail's general population until they have tested negative and are symptom-free for at least 14 days. The Criminal Injustice Reform Network has teamed up with the Henrico County Sheriff's Department to create the No More Bars Initiative, a program that will provide eligible inmates in Henrico County jails with voting registration. Organizers are working only with Henrico County jail officials now, but hope to expand their program further across Virginia. As part of the initiative, posters are set up inside Henrico's jails, which has already helped grab the attention of some inmates. You can read more about this story on henricocitizen.com by clicking Government. Well, good news for library lovers. As of yesterday, all 5 of the county's area libraries, that's Fairfield, Libby Mill, Tuckahoe, Twin Hickory, and Verina, are now open to the public. The additional locations will open soon, according to county officials. Well, those 5 libraries are now open from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Thursday and from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays. Fairfield and Libby Mill also are open from 1 to 5 p.m. on Sundays. Gayton, Glen Allen, North Park, and Sanston libraries are offering curbside contactless holds pickup. Read more about this library information at henricocitizen.com by clicking Government. Well, 2 more deaths attributed to COVID-19 in Henrico have been reported since Friday. That brings the county's total number to 159. But in good news, the county's 7-day positivity average continues to decline. It reached 5.1% on July 1st, the lowest percentage to date. It did rise just slightly the following day to 5.4%, but it's still lower than the lowest rate previously recorded. Henrico reported only 4 new cases yesterday. That brought the county's total to 2,685. A total of 264 Henrico residents have been hospitalized at some point during the pandemic with the virus.
As we all strive to do our part during this extraordinary time, Henrico Area Mental Health serves as your local and public mental health agency, continuing to do its part. We all experience mental health challenges, especially during extreme challenging times.
It doesn't matter your age, gender, race, or ethnicity. Each person is affected differently. If you're a resident of Charles City, New Kent, or Henrico counties, and you, a family member or friend or someone you know, may need someone to talk to about the mental health challenges being experienced,
do your part and call us at 804-727-8515. That's 804-727-8515. We're here to help. Remember, mental health is good health. Call Henrico Area Mental Health at 804-727-8515. That number again is 804-727-8515.
This message comes to you from Henrico County CSB Prevention Services.